Good morning. It is moving day here in Vietnam. I am in central Vietnam and I've been on the road for almost 4 weeks now. And I just packed my bag, this camera bag with all my gear, and I wanted to take you through it. This is a new backpack that I got right before I left Canada. And I was in Canada and looking at my backpack kit, and my wife always is perplexed why I have so many bags. I mean, you have so many bags because I shoot so many different assignments, and you kind of need assignment specific bags. And on this trip, I was going for 5 weeks. We were going for 5 weeks to travel in Japan and in Vietnam. And I have some smaller bags, I have some smaller backpacks, and I have some bigger ones. And I didn't kind of have that anything in between. And the reason I needed that is because I'm just taking carry-on. I have a 40-liter roller bag. And then I ended up getting this. I was talking to a friend of mine lamenting about the fact that I didn't have a proper bag that kind of fit in that middle size range. And he said, he's got a friend who knows a guy, and all of a sudden, boom, off of the FedEx truck the next day, this bag literally fell off, and they said, hey, give this a try, let us know what you think. This is the Kaboko 2.0 22-liter plus backpack. And this has been a great backpack for this trip. This is, the material is made out of this high-tech nylon that they use for racing sailboats. So you know this material is going to be really good. And I actually have a Gura briefcase that I've used for a long time. I've had it for about 6 or 7 years, and it's made out of this material, and it has lasted really well. So I know the material is going to hold up. And of course, this has held up really well. And I kind of like the feel and the look of it too. One of the things I think every single bag needs, no matter if it's a backpack or a briefcase, is you need a good handle. And when I say a handle that you can readily access and just put your hand in and grab the bag, not one that you're kind of digging for and try to lift up. And this has got a really nice thick handle, and of course is riveted and sewn in. This handle is never coming off, and this will work really well with this bag. The strap system at the back is nice and thick. It distributes the weight on your shoulders really well. And there's a lot of padding on the back that goes against your back so that you're not going to hurt your back hauling all your gear. One of the things you'll notice on this bag is there's no waist system to cinch up. And the reason being is because it actually comes with a waist system, but the great thing about this bag is you can take that off. You can take the waist belt off, which I really, really like. That's a big feature for me, because on other backpacks, you're left with it, you can be left with this bulky waist system, and I'm not walking around the streets with this bag. And the reason I took that off is it makes the bag look a little smaller, and it's not as bulky, so I can get both my bags on with carry-on on these international flights, and they don't bother me. So that's a great thing of taking that waist system out, because I'm not really going to use it on this trip anyway. And if I was back home in the Rockies and I wanted to put that on, you could just slide it on and hook it up. So I love that aspect about this bag, that you can remove that waist harness. It, of course, has a pocket at the back, and you can, you know, this is my 13 or 14-inch MacBook Pro. This can take up to a 16-inch laptop. It's got a lot of room back there. I even carry some magazines. This is my Daido Moriyama that I got in Tokyo. Highly collectible, one of his highly collectible books that I couldn't find anywhere, so I'm excited about that. Haven't even opened it and looked at it yet. It has 2 great pockets on the side, and of course one I have a water bottle, but the other one you can put a tripod in here, and it has a harness system. You can hook up the tripod and carry a tripod, or you can take 2 waters, which I've been doing because I'm now in the middle of Vietnam. It has been 29 degrees and 80% humidity every day, so I'm going through a lot of water. One of the features I love about this bag is it's got these big eyelets. If you can just put your finger in and you can unzip the pockets really well and really fast. I love these big zipper eyelets that you can actually grab and you're not hunting for a little zipper. And while we're on that, it has a top, both sides have a top compartment where I have batteries, I have an extra pair of glasses, I have my pens and Sharpies, my notebook that I can carry, my Kindle e-reader that I use. I still love when I'm at home reading actual books, but when you're on the road, I just don't have space in the weight of books. And here I have 4 or 5 books. I'm just getting into Diane Arbus's biography right now, so I'm excited about reading that. There's also a little compartment, a little secret compartment for, I keep my wallet, I can keep my passports in there, and it's just a small compartment just for those things. But the biggest reason, the best feature I think about this bag is this has a butterfly top system. And what I mean by that is when you open it, the top opens like butterfly wings. So it's sewn down the middle and it's got a permanent divider down the middle. And the reason I like that is this. On one side of this bag, when I open it up, is all my digital stuff. My digital Sonys, I have some lenses in here, some filters, batteries, extra cards, extra hard drives for when you're on the road. So this is the digital side of my camera bag. And of course, being an analog photographer as well, on this side is my analog side. And you can see here, I have not one, but now I have 2 Rolleiflex cameras. And one is my 3.5F. And in Tokyo, I picked up this 2.8F white face. It was kind of in the window of a camera shop and it caught my eye and it was staring at me and it was kind of going, ooh, take me home, put me to good use. And I think all cameras should actually be used and not just sitting in a fancy window. So I picked this up in Tokyo and it's great. I've always wanted a 2.8 and I've been using it on this trip. I haven't seen any film from it yet, but I'm excited to. And then the other thing, this is part of my film. This is the film that I've shot so far on this trip. And I keep it in a clear plastic bag. Now I know some of you are going to ask about x-rays in traveling in the comments. Well, what I do is I take all of my film, I take them out of the box, out of the packaging, I put them in clear Ziploc bags, and then when I go through security, I have everything ready, I take everything out, I hand it to them, I ask them very politely, could you please hand check my film? And I haven't had a problem anywhere I've gone. All the way from Canada into Asia, into Japan, into Vietnam, everybody's been great about hand checking my film. Haven't had an x-ray once. But what I do, like I said, is I get everything ready and I make it really easy for them. I don't have boxes and I'm taking things apart. Like I've actually seen that happen with some other photographers. You gotta have your stuff ready, be polite, and that's how it works for me. Maybe you have a better idea, but right now that's working for me. I have headphones in here, my light meter, and I have some color filters and my lens hoods. But that's what I love about this bag, is that I can completely keep the 2 parts separate, my digital gear and my analog gear, and that is the brilliant thing about this bag. You can tell the guys at Gura who designed this bag have really thought it through, really thought about every little feature, and it just works. And that's the big thing when you're on the road and you're working and you're traveling. The one thing that you need is gear that works, because when gear breaks when you're on the road, it can be a disaster, and trying to find stuff to replace it in a country can be a disaster. One of the other things with this bag, I know when I get home, I'm going to be able to use it on assignment with just my digital gear. And the great thing about this is that I shoot a lot of sports, and on one side of the bag I can have my 100 to 400 on a body, and on the other side of the bag I can have a 16 to 35 on one body and a 24 to 70 on another body. And when I get to an assignment, I can just open up and grab my cameras and just start shooting. And that's basically it of the Gura Gear. I know my friends at the camera store in Canada are going to start getting them and selling them real soon. I have to say, if you're in the market for a new backpack, do yourself a favor and check Gura Gear out. And like I said, they did send me this bag, but they had no say in the video, or they didn't get to see it first, or yada yada yada, any of that stuff. These are my own thoughts on the bag. Right now it's worked perfectly, and I love this bag. This is going to be my go-to bag when I go on these longer trips, when I'm gone from home for 2-3 weeks at a time, and when I need to take a lot of gear. And it's a good thing I had it, because I could pick up that extra rolly flex next time. Beer Hanoi.